Explore Academy. Oh, so sorry. So once again, calling to order the Explore Academy Las Cruces Governing Council meeting on August 14th at 6:13 p.m. If you would just state your name.
I'm Christine Reyes, in attendance at the board meeting.
I think we lost Chair. I'll stay looking for her to add her back in.
Okay, my name is Linnell Packey, and a board member working with Las Cruces Explore Academy.
I'm Melissa Hernandez, and I'm sitting in for Karen Warner tonight.
And I'm Dr. Tony Hull, and I'm the head administrator of Explore Academy Las Cruces.
The chair will jump on shortly. She just texted me.
Okay, thank you.
Her computer died. So I checked my battery. I'm good.
Sorry, everyone. I apologize for that. It was like right when I was saying call to order, my computer decided to die on me. Okay. If you would just state your name for the record, I have already ascertained that we do have a quorum. But if you are a board member, please state your name.
Dr. Christine Reyes.
Linnell Packey.
Chair Clara Rayleigh. And we'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, we will go ahead and move it over to public comment. So again, if you're here from the public and would like to comment on something on the agenda, an item on the agenda, you can raise your hand or put in the chat that you are wanting to speak to the board. I did not mean to raise my hand. And we'll go ahead and check over here.
Chair Rayleigh, we do not have anyone in the chat that has signed up for public comment.
Perfect. So seeing none, hearing none, we'll go ahead and move on to the approval of the current agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll motion to approve the agenda from the previous meeting as written.
Okay. Ms. Pahi has motioned. Do we have a second? I believe Dr. Reyes just seconded the motion, but she is muted. I saw her lips move.
I'm looking at the agenda and trying to be quiet and not cough. So
Nope, you're good, no problem. And then all those in favor of approving the current agenda, say aye. Aye. Okay, that would be all The ayes have it. Motion passes for approval of the current agenda. Next will be approval of the meeting minutes from July 10th. We have a motion to approve.
I'll motion to approve the minutes from July the 10th as written.
Ms. Pahi has motioned. Chair Rayleigh will second. And then we'll do a roll call vote. And then Dr. Reyes, I believe that you were there, but you weren't a board member. So I don't know, that's a little, we'll probably just have you abstain. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm a yes vote.
Member Pahi?
Yes.
Dr. Reyes?
Abstain.
And at this point, that is the majority, so I believe that still passes. Okay, moving right along. We would like to go ahead and ask Axiom to join as a panelist to go over our check register, bank reconciliations, etc. Those can all be found in the, actually they cannot be found in the agenda. So we'll need to make sure that those are linked.
Is Josh Padilla from Axiom?
Yes, that would be Josh. Sorry, I
It's
meant
okay.
to look at the, yes, that would be Josh. And Josh, if you could email those to us so that we can get them into the meeting minutes, that would be helpful.
Hello.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
Well, how's everyone?
Doing well. Welcome back to the board.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I think I was in cyberspace and I kind of heard something if I could do something in a couple minutes. Is that what you said?
Yeah, if
Something?
you could just email us like the documents, because the only things that we have here are the bars, but the
Okay.
remainder of the financial documents, and maybe you sent them to Karen. I know that, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
probably
did.
sent them and they just didn't get to the meeting agenda, but that's okay.
Right. I was looking at the agenda as well, and we're missing quite a few bars too. But I mean, we can always approve those next month, just because they're not on the agenda. But I can email everybody what we have currently for that is on the agenda that we have this month.
That would be great. I mean, I think you also have the option to share your screen at this point, but we will need to make sure that we have those for the meeting minutes going forward. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, sharing now. Can everyone see the check register? Perfect. Okay, so really not as much transactions as a typical month would be, it being kind of the downside of the year. Most of these are just liabilities that were accrued for last year. That included the payroll that was paid out in June, included NIPSIA, medical expenses, things of that nature. Ira Baldnick was just a repayment of a bounced check for $20,000, and then LGH Construction was fencing around the school. So really not a lot of transactions, but a fair amount of money that was spent in July. But I can answer any questions if you have any questions about the check register. I do want to say that payroll, the bottom portion here for payroll are just individuals that started their new contracts on 7/1 or 7/15. So that's why it's a little bit lower than most months in which you'll see it higher. Great. All right, no, seeing none questions, I will move on to the bank rec. The beginning of July started with a balance of $158,130.85. We had receipts in the amount of $878,767.10. and then disbursements in the amount of $408,448.81. You saw most of those disbursements in the last slide. We still had some outstanding payments around $21,000. And our expected general ledger matched our actual general ledger for the beginning of the year. So books are substantially clean for the beginning of the year, moving forward. And receipts look very healthy with the new SEG money coming in based on our projections for the school. Any questions about the bank recon? Great. We'll move on to the receipts for the month of July. You'll see a big uptick in SEG based on the enrollments projections which we had for this upcoming year, as well as some back RFRs which were rolling in for July that belong to FY24, as well as USDA, which is another RFR that belongs to FY24. Any questions regarding any of the other funds or receipts for the school of July? Perfect. Okay. Chair Rayleigh, would you want me to move on to the bars, or do you want to approve the financials as presented?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. I will go ahead and motion to approve the financial statements. Do we have a second?
I will second.
Member Pahi seconds. Roll call vote. Chair Rayleigh, yes. Member Pahi? You're muted, yes or no?
Yes.
Sorry. And then Dr. Reyes?
Yes.
Perfect. Oh, the Zoom world. Go ahead, Josh, thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So before I move on to the bar, I want to give kind of our forecast for the year of what we anticipate the school to look like for the remainder of the year. I know we don't have the other bars that were supposed to be submitted to the agenda, but those are built into here. I kind of want to discuss them a little bit just to so you all know why the revenue had quite a bit of uptick than from the budget that was approved in May. So the school received some pretty exciting grants, one being the kitchen infrastructure grant, which is around $310,000. So the food can be prepared at the school and in healthy means. That includes transportation, construction, and items to make food within the school. There was also some USDA grant money that was awarded to the school, and that's essentially just what the state assumes that the school is going to use for the year, and that fluctuates depending on how much food is used throughout the year. So we might see an uptick or a lowering of that throughout the year, but that's built into here as well. And then there's an instructional assistant grant, which the school was awarded, which is really exciting to cover salaries of a couple of instructional assistants, as well as mentorships of for teachers that will mentor those, a stipend for mentors of those instructional assistants, and then some money sprinkled on top for what other technological needs that the instructional assistants will need. So that's why the revenue is a bit higher than what we had in the budget in the beginning of May. Expenses did match that, especially USDA money. So it's kind of a wash. Whatever revenue we're going to receive for the food, it's going to be expended in the expenses, as well as the kitchen infrastructure. So construction, the new vehicle for the food, that's built into there. So that's why the expenses went up there as well. I do want to say that payroll isn't, it's the best as we can forecast right now, but we'll see more as August payroll has gone through and the hiring process is pretty much complete for the beginning of the year. Then we'll see exactly what the rest of the year will look like as far as payroll expenses. But this is a good indication of where we kind of are right now. But I expect that to move up, especially as more people are being hired and they're being acclimated into the payroll system. We had a balance around $50,000 that's going to carry over, but we anticipate pretty much through the first month of the year for the school to end around $1.7 million. I know that's quite a bit from past years, but again, we're probably going to see more expenses as the year progresses, and hiring and salaries being such a big part of that are probably going to take away most of that fund balance. But it's extremely healthy, and according to my conversations with school leaders, enrollments is exceeding expectations. So this could mean even more money for the school and an even bigger ending fund balance at the end of the year. Knowing all that, this is what the cash flow is going to look like to our best estimation right now um, throughout the year. Where days of cash on hand are really the most important things. Where if the school were to shut down and be able to pay off all of its debts and have enough cash for the following amounts of days per month. So 74 days, we'd be able to shut down and pay off all liabilities and expenses and have enough cash in order to do that for 74 days. So you'll see kind of how the revenue and expenses will flow throughout the year. And again, we're going to know more as the year progresses. Mostly after the first quarter, we'll get a good indication of when we're going to be spending money, when we're going to be receiving money, and so forth. And this is the cash flow graph of what the school will look like throughout the end of the year. Again, this beginning of the year, this is best approximation of what we think the school will look like, but this will change as we progress throughout the year. So again, like I said, starting the year strong, currently enrolled at 743 students. So that's 6 students more than we projected. And I'm sure that probably will grow throughout the beginning of the year. The one thing that we do want to do is kind of gauge what we're going to do with our budget and forecast after Labor Day, so there's no surprises that come in particular if there's just a whole bunch of students that disenroll. At least we have a plan throughout the year of what we need to do going forward. So we'll create that plan right after the enrollment that we receive after Labor Day, instead of waiting until October, in which most schools kind of like set that as their deadline. But we kind of want to get ahead of things, but I don't foresee it being a problem with this school, honestly, especially with it exceeding such its projections and its expectations. The audit is currently ongoing. Things are going well thus far. We'll be reaching out, the auditor will be reaching out to the finance committee and the audit committee for just a entrance meeting, and then we'll progress from there. But it has officially started, and we're working through that, and everything looks good thus far. So for future items, just pretty much stick with the forecast and the budget until we get a good indication of how the rest of the school year is going to look. Any questions regarding the forecast or presentation? Okay, great. So I will move on to the bar. This bar was a little bit it was pretty interesting because we needed to move quickly on it. So Chair Rayleigh had to approve it ahead of time so we can get the school buses to be approved and replaced in time for the school year, because the school year started before our next meeting would be. So this has been approved by Chair Rayleigh, but I wanted to let the board take a look at it and know what had been approved and is currently going through PED. So this is replacement of two buses, and it's set at around $33,000 per rental. So that's a PED set number per bus. So that's why it's around $66,000 of the adjustment that will raise in our rental equipment and vehicles for student transportation. Is there any questions about the bar increase?
Chair Rayleigh, we also have our transportation director as an attendee. If you have any questions and you need me to promote her to a panelist, just let me know.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that just in case the board has questions about this particular bar. Are we going to be hearing from her later too? Is that part of the agenda? I'm so sorry, I don't have it right in front of me.
No, I do not see her anywhere else on the agenda.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and bring her up just in case anybody has any questions about this. I had questions about this because I was like, what buses? Why
Yeah,
are we replacing buses? This is really more just like our current contract, but we need more buses, right? Because we have more kids. So that's really like the gist of this, right?
exactly. With the growth of the school, we needed to bring on more buses. And the rate is 33,000 per PED. Every school has a different rate for some reason. But that's why it's such a particular number for the buses.
Member Pahi, Dr. Reyes, do you have any questions about this particular charge?
I don't.
I don't either.
Okay, wonderful. And then I'm so sorry, was this the first bar or the second bar?
This is the first bar. I'm not sure I saw that there was any other bar attached to the.
Okay, I thought I saw a second one.
Both of the bars that are listed on the agenda pertain to transportation.
And if I may,
yeah, 008 and 009.
Those are the approval notices from PED for this bar for the replacement buses.
Got it. So those aren't even the bars themselves. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
And so I just, Chair Rayleigh and members of the board, I am Lisa Hughes, the new Director of Transportation for Explore Academy. And you are correct on why we needed additional buses, because we have mixed age groups on the buses of elementary and middle school students and high school students. They lowered the amount of students that can be on the bus. And so they said, really cap the buses at 48 students. And right now I have routes, we have 6 routes. One route has 45, 46, 44, 40, 46, and 53 based on geographic location where they signed up. So those buses were needed, as we've already been able to almost fill all of those buses.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. Hughes.
You're welcome. And they're all set to go tomorrow when school starts. So we're ready to go with transportation.
Wonderful. Do we have a motion to approve this bar? Well, it's already been approved, but to reapprove as the board this bar.
I motion that we reapprove this bar as stated about the need for it.
We have a second.
I will second that.
Perfect. Chair Rayleigh, vote yes. Member Pahi?
Yes.
Dr. Reyes?
Yes.
Motion passes. That was a weird word that just came out of my mouth. Perfect. Thank you so much, Josh. I believe that is the end of your act on our board. I appreciate your time tonight. And we'll send you back through cyberspace.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. That is the end of mine as well, unless you had any other needs for transportation. So I appreciate your approval. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hughes. Okay, next order of business is board officer elections. So every year, our bylaws state that, and I had them up and then I stupidly closed them, but that's okay. So the bylaws state that we vote for officers yearly. And so there are 3 officer positions. There's chair, vice chair, and secretary. I will try to bring up our bylaws once more. I don't know if you have access quicker than I do, but let me see if I can get into my. Okay, give me 1 second because I just sent an email actually with what these are. So the president or governing council chair presides over all of the meetings, provides leadership for finding solutions and coordinating council efforts. In close coordination with Dr. Hull, and the secretary develops the agendas. We also work very closely with Karen and Explore Learning Systems to get that completed. Acts as a critical resource to Ms. Hull and the council, and then acts as a facilitator of information and global solutions, etc. Acts as a resource for the remainder of the board. Vice chair assumes the responsibilities of the president in, we said his, we should probably change this, his or her absence, just putting it out there. Acts as a resource to the president, Dr. Hull, and the secretary. And then we have the secretary, which assumes the responsibility for any of the officers in their absence, acts as a resource, facilitates the recording and communication of information. So that would be like the meeting minutes. And then works in close coordination with the president and Dr. Hull to develop communication agendas, meeting plans, activities. And again, that is in with coordination as well with Explored Learning Systems. So those are the 3. Do we have anyone who would like to nominate themselves as one of those particular offices?
Hey, Clara, can we table that until the next meeting, until we can have all of our board members present?
So I can tell you that Claren, so member Graham, would no longer like to be an officer. She's still on the board, but has given up her seat. And then let me bring up Claren's email really quick, because she, so member Mulhall did tell me that she would be able to do vice president or secretary, if that helps us make a decision.
Okay.
So I had already gotten that information from both of them before this meeting.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, I guess I could, I'll throw my hat in there for the secretary position.
Okay. So do we have I'll just motion. I motion to put forth member Pahi as our secretary. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay, Chair Rayleigh, I vote yes. Dr. Reyes?
I vote yes.
Member Pahi?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have those bylaws that you could send so that I know,
we will get those over to you for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would like to nominate and then motion to approve the nomination of Claren Mulhall for vice chair.
I second that.
Sorry, Chair Rayleigh, vote yes.
Dr. Reyes vote yes.
Linnell Pahi vote yes.
Perfect. And then I had already talked to Dr. Reyes about this, but if you're okay with it still, I would like to nominate both Dr. Reyes and I to co-chair the board moving forward. So I put myself forward. Do we have a motion to approve that nomination of myself and Dr. Reyes as co-chairs?
I would like to nominate Sarah Rayleigh and Dr. Reyes to co-chair as a team moving forward.
Okay, so that's a motion too?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll second. Chair Rayleigh, yes. Dr. Reyes?
Yes.
Member Pai?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So then we have audit committee memberships. We do have a vacancy, although I do believe I saw an email from Member Graham. Okay. She said she could go to the audit entrance conference, but didn't necessarily put herself forward. So we just need, so she's going to attend. So that's perfect for confirming an audit committee membership. She's going to attend that. And if there's anything moving forward from that, I'll make sure to communicate that, but that was in writing in email. So if we could just note that in the minutes, that would be great.
Can you say the name again? I'm sorry.
Yes, Gabriella Graham. Okay, then we have the charter contracts. Do we have any, it just says review and bring them to the September meeting if you guys have any questions. And then the strategic plan and key objectives. Dr. Hull, do we have any notes on this particular subject at this time?
Not at this time. We haven't met to do that part yet, as we're trying to start the beginning of school. But yes, we want to do that together. And now that our staff is back, they just came back on Monday. We want the teachers to be a part of that as well. So we'll put together a group of teachers that would like to be on that, like kind of our leadership team, and work with them on that, and also invite a member from the board to come. Yeah.
Perfect. And that's just for Member Pahi and Dr. Reyes. The board's involvement in the strategic plan is kind of new, and I think a strategic plan in general to this caliber is kind of new for this school going into, I believe we're in year 4, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going into year 4, and so this is kind of really like the next steps for the school and just really solidifying some of those key objectives that we have for school year 25. So okay. And then on to you,
And
Dr. Hull, for the, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to add about the strategic plan is that we'll have representation from both campuses, so the K-5 campus and the 6-11 campus. And I know that we are going to talk about that. Actually, we have Friday, we have PLC And we'll spend some time on Friday to do that with our secondary. And I know that Mr. Gomez has already reached out to elementary, and so to put together a leadership team. And then we would need someone to represent the board on that team, so we can build a strategic plan together. It's not something we wanted to do in the summer without the teachers and staff. There'll be staff and teachers on there. So
perfect. Next part of the agenda is also yours. It's the administration and staff report.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. It's great to see you guys. And before I start, I just want to thank Governing Council Member Pahi for coming out to our Meet the Teacher / Learn About Your Flavor night on Tuesday night. It was wow. There was a lot of people. It was a lot of people. So but it's awesome to see all the families, and I just thank you for taking the time to come out. And so throughout the year, as we do events, I'll invite you guys. It's just that I know you can't be there at the same time, so you have to decide who wants to come, so you don't have the quorum situation, unless we announce it publicly that you'll all be there. So like our very first graduation next year, I'm sure you'll all be there. And so then, yeah, there would be a quorum, but we can always announce that and let the public know. All right. So, so thank you. And thank you guys for always supporting. And actually I saw Dr. Reyes in Albuquerque at the NM Cell conference where we presented. So that was awesome too. It's just really great to see people out and about in other places and spaces. And we represented, me and Mr. Zapata represented Explore Academy, and we actually led the panel discussion of 8 superintendents that are implementing the house culture system. It's really a positive behavior support system. More to come on that. But we did actually sort our teachers and staff Tuesday, and so they are all sorted so that we can build excitement, but also we build that capacity and teach our staff what it really means. It's not just about having fun. Yes, we love to have fun, but it's also about those character traits that we want our kids to exhibit, like kindness and being a dreamer and being a giver, and those kinds of. Unity is another house, the house of friendship, and then the house of courage. So those are just some of them. And so as we go on, I'd love to include that on our, and I'll talk to Karen to include it on our agenda on my school leader report, like as far as the house system. The teachers just did an amazing job, just in a short amount of time, coming together. And so that's super fun. And I'll have some pictures to show you guys at some point. But definitely. All right, so facilities and construction. So yes, tomorrow is the first day of school in person. So let me talk a little bit about what happened as to why we changed our plan from virtual to start to in person, all at Telshore. The reason being is this. So as per the state of New Mexico, we get 4 virtual days, and we need more than 4 days to before our building will be ready. And so there's a lot of different options you could do. You could change the calendar, extend the year. I put a survey out to our families because I really care about what they think, and that was the least favorite idea. We're already going 2 weeks into June, which normally we wouldn't. We would be done around the beginning of like the 3rd or 4th of June. And we're already going 2 weeks in because of the delay. But so they didn't like that idea. And then we thought, well, maybe we could start online. We found out that you can't just have half. I thought I was going to do middle school online, high school not, and then, or vice versa, whatever. And then you can't do that either because that still counts as virtual. You have to have all the kids. And so all of these things we took into consideration because parents were like, yeah, we'll do either one. They're pretty tied on those options. Do we half come? Do we all go online? They were pretty tied in that area. But there were some comments about my student does not learn well online, and I feel like we all have, the COVID memories that we want to forget. So when we found out that we're waiting on occupancy, some fire code revisions that need to be done. We're waiting on back ordered doors and bike racks. So there's we have to have a certain number of bike racks as per the city. And so all of those things equal a few weeks. And so I really wanted to take everything into consideration. And the best thing is for kids to be at school. And so I asked about the capacity of the building, which is over 1,000, because it's really it's really 4 buildings actually. It's that whole college that was a college area. So the capacity is over 1,000. We have about 700 plus kids, and then our staff of about 80. So that fits. It's just a matter of getting it to work. And so we did get it to work. Yes, our teachers amazing, and they have agreed to be flexible, and so every room is being used at every moment, and every office is being used. And so some of us have office roomies, and that's fine. Because and some of the teachers are teaching in learning spaces. So in our cafeteria, the custodians, I want to give them a shout out, and our maintenance team and our security team moved everything. And so we created spaces in the cafeterias for learning spaces. Is it the best and that's what we want? No. But the best thing is having all of our people together and all of our kids on campus learning. And so it's one of those difficult decisions, and it's though it's super important. When we saw everyone come out on Tuesday night, they were like, "Oh, I'm so thankful that everyone's going to be at school." And so, yes, there's going to be traffic, everybody. Yes, we know Tell Shore has a lot of traffic. And so we just need everyone to cooperate. Parents were sent the map of how the traffic's going to flow. A lot of things are happening. We're adding the fence. We've kind of halted a little bit of other construction because we need parking spots right now. So we're hoping end of the month, like beginning of term 2, which would be like September, 2 weeks into September at the latest would be start of term 2. That's what we're hoping. But of course, like any building project, I don't have a solid date right now. I just know that doors should be in a few weeks, and then all of those other inspections and things will get done. But safety is number one. I don't see having a school without doors, and neither does the safety team, because God forbid, how do you secure kids? And so that's a problem. So anyway, we have now all of our staff at Tell Shore. So tomorrow, just like Lisa Hughes said about the buses, they're all set to go. Breakfast is set to go. All the kids are going to eat. From ELS, we have our support team. So Katrina Lovelady came down, and she's supporting. She'll be there tomorrow. Make sure everyone's eating breakfast, lunch. We have all the teachers assigned to a space. And like I always say, yes, facilities are important, of course. We have the facilities we need. Do we have to kind of share? Yes, teachers are going to share. But a school is the people. I mean, I've been in schools that have moved 5 times in 4 years. So, I've been in portables, I've been in hallways of other schools. This is a time of, it's not an obstacle, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to come together. And then when we do branch off into our 2 campuses, we are solid. Like when I saw the teachers, they were cooperating. These last 2.5 days, they have been doing some serious learning. We had a keynote speaker from El Paso, Rick Ramirez. He was on the Ellen Show. He was Teacher of the Year. He's amazing. He came and gave his message along with Rizzo, who is one of his co-facilitators. They have amazing messages that really relate to us. And so, and our kids and the kids that come to our school, and the stories that they bring, and the amazing talents that they bring. And it's just awesome. We were all inspired, and then we got sorted into our houses. Teachers are cooperating. I've never seen such a thing in all of my 32 years, something like that, where it happens so fast. The people that we have hired are top notch. They chose to be a part of Explore Academy Las Cruces. That is amazing. We're going to make it happen for kids. And so a school is the people. And that's what I stress all the time. You can have school. I could have school in the driveway at my house because you know what? It's the people. Yeah, it's hot though, but it's the people. Because you could have the nicest building and have the worst people in it and not working together. So that's what I want to stress. And when we have the Delray opening, it's going to be called Delray First Day, and it's going to be amazing. We want to have a ribbon cutting and all that, and we'll invite you guys. So that's the facilities. We're ready to go for tomorrow. Will there be glitches here and there? Kids scheduled this and that? Sure. We already found some today where teachers were both scheduled in the same space. We got it. You know, it's about fixing it and having a plan, and we have that plan. So just thanks for your flexibility and just for understanding. And so if you get questions in the community, we have a plan. They're always welcome to reach out to me and ask Mr. Gomez, our principal, Mr. Zapata, our assistant principal. All right. So that being said, we have a lot of kids and we have a lot of teachers. So we have doubled our staff, obviously, from 40 to about 80. So we're still looking for an amazing math teacher. It's math CTE. So that's going to kind of roll into my other CTE update. Yeah, we had a last minute resignation due to health issues. So, you know, understood. So also we have some amazing EAs stepping up to fill some vacancies that we had, going back into the classroom because they were teachers before, then they became EAs, going back in the classroom. So now we need some more EAs, and we have awesome applicants. So we're going through those now, and we'll get those EAs hired also to support in our special education. We're going to hire another EA. So that's staffing. It's looking really good though. When you think about it, 3 EAs and a math teacher, they could do it. And today we just hired another custodian. So we're fully staffed on that end. Enrollment. So I know Josh talked a little bit about our enrollment going very well. A little bit less than what Josh said currently as of right now. Instead of 743, I have 738. But because of fluctuations, and we're going to see as the 10-day time comes, sometimes we are not told if parents keep their kids in other schools and things like that, or just decide to not come. So 738 is still above our projected budget. So that's really good. And some people still have to get all of their paperwork done. So when parents get that acceptance letter, then they have to click and then go through the paperwork and all the forms. So we've been feverishly helping them, and our call out to the secretaries and everyone on an enrollment team at ELS helping, because it's all hands on deck. Everybody grabs a computer and helps parents, because it is a process. But luckily you just got to do it the initial time and then update it every year. So we're hoping that all of that paperwork gets done, because it needs to be done to count for 40-day, but also because we need to know, does the child have a health condition? Does the demographics, all of those types of things. So we're still looking good. We're still looking good. And actually in some areas, the classes might be a little bit bigger. So where we're looking at 19 or 20, because it's not enough yet to hire another teacher. So in our growth years, this is what you see, and that's not where we're going to be. So once we start leveling out and we get to our full capacity, then you won't see that, and we won't go over the 18. But in the first few years, I'd rather accept a few extra kids so we have them and they really want to come, because parents really want them to come. And if we can fit them, we do our best to fit them. We also accepted some just today. So if someone leaves, we accept another one. So we have a waiting list. So we just look and go, boop, next, that kind of thing, as long as we have room for them. So that's pretty exciting. That's why we tell parents all the time, if they reach out to you, also tell them apply, because you never know. And then also after the 10th day, we'll know more as well. So, and then CTE update. So that the math teacher that we need to hire was the CTE teacher 2. And so we have to find someone who will take on that role, because we have the grant. We're going to look to revise the grant because the grant was written really specific to the teacher that left. So we might have to revise the area of study. Right now it's cybersecurity, but we're looking at, because we have some amazing teachers that have come on board in the area of mass communications and media. So that could be a focus as well. It's not like we're getting rid of cybersecurity, but we need to find someone that can teach that in order to, because you have to have a certain license to teach these classes to qualify that for that grant. So it could be elective, but for this particular grant, we have to have a pathway of study that the teacher has the certification. And so we're looking to change that to fit our staff to the licenses that they have. And so we're in the process of looking into how we can do that, because it's super important that we keep that grant for sure. So that we're working with PED with that. But yeah, more to come on that. But wow, it would be great if we could have 2 pathways at some point. And as we grow, we can have room for more teachers and have more than 1 pathway. So it would be great to have cybersecurity and mass communications. I mean, mass communications fits in all areas. I mean, that's really a popular one. And we have some amazing people that have come on our team that are skilled in that and have worked in mass communications in NMSU and other areas. So radio stations and stuff like that. All right. I mean, that's it. I just want to shout out to all of the parents that came. It was so packed. And you know what? They didn't let the piles of stuff. So we had to get some pods to store some of the Del Rey stuff so that we could clear and make spaces. We made it happen. And they didn't mind it. You know, it's like, it's about how do we make room for our people? The people are important. That's the most important thing. And so I hope that everyone learns something from this, and we model for kids that it's about people. It's about people, and that's why our school is so great. And we're on this road to be a school of excellence. And the team that I was so blessed. I mean, the team in that room was just amazing. And we told them that, and we had fun too. And they're a lot of fun as well. So that also helps, because we like to joke around and have fun, but we get it done. And so, yeah, so it's been an amazing start to the year. And I just want to thank you guys for your support, and more to come. And I'll keep you up to date on what we find out with when we're going to be in the Del Rey building. But actually, this is a better way when we don't even have phones there or any kind of internet, and you can't really have school there. It's not safe to do that, and we don't have occupancy anyway. But this way, teachers can go over, move their stuff. Once we get occupancy, we can get all those tech pieces in place and really be ready for our kiddos. In the time right now, this is a great opportunity for us to all be together and build that community as a K through 11 school. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
I just always make my plug for TSA. So that was just
I know.
my last little thing there.
Yeah, no,
I'm not even a state advisor anymore. I have no connection to TSA anymore. It's just a great program. But you know, Dr. Reyes also does Ed Rising, and if y'all decide to be an educator pathway, Ed Rising is a great CTSO for that too. So
yeah, I agree.
It's actually one of the easiest to implement quickly. So I'll give my plug back to TSA.
TSA has a lot of pathways. It
has such a variety for interests of students, and it's a fabulous program. Both of them are.
Yeah,
they really are.
Definitely. And yeah, I got them on my radar. Definitely. Thank you guys.
We really love, I mean, Christine's great too. And she can certainly be Dr. Reyes is a great resource for all of the other CTSOs too. All of them are wonderful. I always plug that I wish that all schools would do every single CTSO, because it absolutely is just, all of them have some great pieces, and marrying those all together, I think, would make an amazing school. I'll just again, plug for TSA is the fact that students can do up to 6 competitions. So there's like a really wide variety of subject matters that they can actually do for their projects. And I also think that it's, knowing the model of Explorer, all of the CTSOs would work too, but TSA is just one of those ones that would really be able to be implemented in multiple classrooms as flavors. Really, you could take a whole competition and make it a flavor. So yep,
Awesome.
there's my
Thank you.
my plug still for CTSOs in general, but
it works because every single competition is about an investigation of what you're in, of the topic, or an investigation into creative thinking. It is really cool to see the kids at state competition do those things. And I think TSA would be the first one to implement. Skills requires a lot of equipment, where TSA doesn't. And then once you have the kids invested in those, then you can add future educators in CTE programs with Educators Rising.
Sure.
Yeah, it's funny in my position right now, like our main building, like our main CTSOs that we align with are like Skills USA and HOSA. So I've been having to learn a lot more about those particular CTSOs, but TSA still has a place in my heart for sure.
Well, if we're plugging
and educator pathways, but
if we're gonna plug CTSOs, I have to plug BPA. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I have a lot of students compete and win at the national level in BPA, and it's very good for STEM.
Yeah, business professionals. Yep. BPA is great too. All of them are really awesome. Like I can't really say anything.
They are.
I really can't. Like I said, I just, I think all of them are great. TSA just, like I said, has that like really warm center in my heart, and just the fact that it's so versatile, STEM. And you talked about media, like there's probably over 10 competitions in media. There's even fashion design and technology, and there's like some super fun ones there too. But board game design is still my favorite competition. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, those could all be flavors. And actually, kids learn so much from competitions. So one of the things we're going to implement this year is academic challenge, and they have a state competition. Mr. Zapata took the kids from Hatch to state, and I can't remember what place they came in, but they did great. And so that's another one. I think competitions are definitely such a learning experience that kids will never forget. So for sure, I'm going to look into all.
Yeah, the last plug that I have to make is, at least for the next year, TSA is going to be in Las Cruces, so you don't have to pay for hotels or travel. So there you go.
All right.
Just putting that out there. I'm not the state advisor anymore. I can connect you to her,
connect me, and I will
connect you. I will connect you with Sarah. Because again, you might as well take advantage of the fact that it's in Las Cruces, at least for the next year, for sure. So
awesome. I didn't know.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Hull, for that update. Next thing was any board comments. So the only other thing that I wanted to put forth was, I think that, and this might be on Karen's to do, but if we could just put it as part of the board comments, was looking at our handbooks and our policies and really making sure that those are in alignment right now. Because I know that there was some changes that occurred. I mean, there's even some federal regulations that occurred in employment law. So I just want to make sure that we're up to date on those. So that's just my little comment there. Okay, lastly, we will open it up to public comment, and this is did the board have any other maybe agenda items that they would like to do, some announcements, anything like that before I move on?
I do want to say, sorry. The State Career Readiness Bureau is implementing a state career technical education board of directors. And so that could be another area of support for growing the CTE. And at Santa Rosa High School, which is really small, she is trying to put all of the CTEs into that school, and it's small. So if you want a model of how to implement all of the CTEs, it would be Sharon West at Santa Rosa High School. She's also the CTE Director of the Year for the state of New Mexico. So she's a wealth of information. And I put her on the board for Educators Rising. So, but those are resources, Tony, that would be available publicly to anyone who wanted to join those meetings also. Or sorry, Dr. Hall.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Reyes. On to, this is that public comment component, that this is anything that's not on the agenda. So if you would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand or put that you would like to in the chat. Again, this is any comment that you would like to make.
I am not seeing any comments coming in through the chat.
Perfect. I'm not either, and I don't see any hands. So seeing none, hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn until our September 11th meeting?
I will motion to adjourn our meeting for today, for the next one on for next month.
I will second the motion by Ms. Pahe.
Member Pahi. Yeah.
Member. I don't know why I didn't write member down. Member Pahe.
Member Pahi. Yep. Perfect. I vote yes. That's Chair Rayleigh voting yes. Dr. Reyes.
I vote yes.
Member Pahi.
Yes.
Perfect. We are adjourned until our September 11th board meeting. Just off the thing, there are some references and reminders at the bottom of this that includes the internal training tracker. So now that we're in a new fiscal year, a new school year, we will need to do all of those trainings again. Easy ways to do that are on, there's the, I know that there are the online ones, and then you can go to in person and listen to those. So there's several options there. Just get those done, and I believe that's it. If you guys have anything that comes up, please, now that we have co-chairs, send it to Dr. Reyes or myself. We will just make sure, that we're not creating a quorum over email, as we are not allowed to do. So thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.